guys, how are we doing? Welcome to part 4. So hopefully at this stage your bullet journal is going to be all skeletoned out. As you can see, I have wrote down all the dates in my planner, all the pages, apart from the back pages, which I'm going to decide on way later. Something important I have forgotten to mention in any of my previous videos is make sure your bullet journal has enough pages. So because I'm doing the cover page and I'm not splitting my mum's into just like a standard 4 weeks, approximately, like each one has some random days, it's added like an extra 25 pages. I'm grabbing that number from somewhere, but it sounds about right. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have enough pages? Thankfully, I actually had like 30 spare, but it was a little panic for a minute. So this week I am going to show you 2 things. The first is how I do my year at a glance. Oh, the sun is coming out and I am totally here for this. This is, back to business. This is what I use in the front of my planner and it is really useful. Last year, as I touched on before, we actually used it in the house, but I do want to have it in my planner instead. So one of the things I am gonna like, a little sneaky tip. So I am never very good at, you know, when you buy a download and then because I use B5 and not A4 and most thing comes in A4, I never know how to resize that. Ask any of my friends. Technology is not what I'm good with, despite running a heavily technology-based business. Anyway, beside the point. So I use Silhouette, as you can maybe see on my computer behind. That is what I use to cut stickers. However, it is fantastic for resizing stuff. So any PNGs, I literally just drag and open and then I can just resize them really quickly. So, I mean, I say this, again, my kids have taken every single ruler that was in my house. So when I came to measure up and work out how big this needed to be, could not find a ruler. So I was literally like, I think that's about 22 centimeters. And it roughly was, so good on me for knowing sizes. But in Silhouette Studio, which you can download for free, you can just literally drag stuff to whatever sizes you want. It's how I do like all my pictures if I want like little squares. It's just so easy to get things uniform and correct. So yeah, go download that because it is invaluable. I mean, actually, if you're great at technology and you know that you just need to print at a certain percentage, then very proud of you. Well done. That is a skill I do not have. But if you can't do that, Silhouette is great for this. The other thing I'm going to touch on is my monthly spreads. These are by far the most time-consuming bits I put in my bullet journal. And again, it's because this part of my planner I'm actually not very good at. Like, I love the creative side, grids, counting things out. No, I like to just, I'm very slapdash. I very much want to put things how I feel. So monthly structured things are never the easy part for me. So every year I create a grid. It takes me a long time because I have to match it up to the calendar. Just hit myself in the face there. But it's all done. It's going to be a download on meredithatmidnight.com. And I'm going to show you how I stick this in and basically little things you need to watch out for, because even like this, it still does trick me at some points. Also, I'm going to need a lot of grace this week because I'm going to try and properly... Oh, I thought I had like a proper mucky mark on my face then, but it's actually, yeah, it's just my camera that's filthy. Yeah, so this week I'm going to try and properly edit a video. There's going to be overheads and time lapses and back to my face. Seems like a challenge already. So this is the year at a glance. I've remembered to cut a leap year for next year. And here is another tip. I always do these. I say always, once, but that's always. I always do these on the paper and then I stick them in after, because the number of times that I have stuck them in and then been like, right, I'm going to call the weekends and then mess it up and I'm just like, right, so now I have to stick something over and start again. So now I always do them on the paper. So this is the year at a glance. And what I do is I don't do it like in months or by items. I do it one thing at a time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly colour in all my weekends. So that is the weekends done. Is the camera picking this up? I think you can just see it. I just basically do an outline. This year I've gone for green. I'm on a bit of a green kick at the minute, like a proper dark green. So there's just a green outline round all the weekends. Next up, I'm gonna put in birthdays. So that is all my balloons in. I don't put every single person's birthday in that I know. I mainly do the ones where I have to do stuff. So mine, which is ridiculous, my kids, my husband, my mum and dad. Those are the birthdays I put down. I may scribble other people's birthdays in, friends and stuff, but I normally put those on my monthly calendars. The next bit is the bit I really also don't enjoy. I'm going to go through the school calendars and I'm going to mark down when each kid is off school. I am just going to quickly jump back on and say, do you know something else you should do? Invest in some sticker paper. Like if you're going to print stuff out, print it on sticker paper, because then you can just cut round it and stick it straight in. Amazon do some great papers, and a lot of the stuff like that I print out like this just needs to be on normal sticker paper, because you're gonna draw on it, you're gonna cover it, you're gonna colour on it, it's fine, but it makes so much of a difference, so you don't have to be there like gluing in or sellotaping in. Get some sticker paper. I'm back with another little helpful hint. So as you can see, I have marked down the school holidays, and no one has to understand your bullet journal, your planner, whatever, apart from you. So can you see on January the 1st here? So I have a little pink line and then I have a blue line. So the blue line is when everyone's off of school. Actually, that's a lie. The blue line is when my little two and everyone are off school. The pink line is when Rora's off. So I know that the pink line ends here. So Rora goes back to school and then these two go back to school on this day. But no one has to understand your planner apart from you. So don't be like, if you don't want to have a code, if you don't want to write things in, you just got to be able to work it out yourself. That is literally it. So that now I've done school holidays, the next thing is for me to go around my house and collate all the 2024 dates that are stuck on notice boards or I wrote down in notes on my calendar. What it has made me think is in the back of next year's planner, I need a 2025 dates so I can just copy those straight down. On the whole, we haven't booked much for next year. I know there's a dentist and there's something else. I know there's something else. What could that be? I don't know. Country to Country, which we haven't actually got tickets for yet. So I'm just going to pencil that one in. But yeah, so this is my year at a glance. I'm going to write those down and then I'm actually going to stick it in, and then we're going to come back and we are going to look at how to do monthly spreads. Look at that. So it would seem my counting with my fingers actually worked and it fit in. It did take me a couple of goes to stick it down because I couldn't get it straight, but it's in. It's not in. I've got this side as well, but it is nearly in. And again, look how easy it is when it's on sticker paper. We can literally just peel and stick. So please excuse this ridiculous angle, but I realised someone once asked me this, is how do you stick in massive stickers? And this is the perfect moment to show you how to do it. However, I'd already peeled it off and I was like, I can only move my camera so much. So when I'm doing a massive sticker, I always start in the top corner. Sorry, I need to concentrate. And then I pull it down to the bottom corner, keeping the other side up. Then I go down and then I just slowly smooth across. And that gets all the bubbles out. So this is my year at a glance all stuck in. Next, we're going to move on to the monthly spreads. As I said, this is the bit that takes me the longest to do. I have done a grid. It is available as a download and every single file is named. So January, Monday to Thursday, January, Friday to Sunday, not Saturday. We're still going to have Sundays. So I wouldn't print it all out at once. I've done that because we're going away for half term and I want to take it with me because I know I'm not going to have much time before then to do it. So one of the things you need to do, and this is so important, and honestly, it has tripped me up more times than I would like to admit, is do not stick these in without actually looking at a calendar. I said that and then I realised my calendar is on my phone, so I had to run and get my iPad. The reason I say this is because if the month ever starts on a Friday, Saturday or Sunday, you need to remember that this side is going to go in higher, because what you don't want to do is stick, sorry, let me fold them a little bit so you can see better. So if you stick this quite near the top and then you come in here and you think, oh, but actually it should have gone like that. So I always stick the first of the month down first. Luckily for January, it's dead simple because it starts on a Monday. I don't know what day it ends on. Oh, I do. I can work this out really easy, can't I? Because there's 3 boxes and it ends on a Wednesday. So I never really plan where I'm going to stick them. I don't have any kind of like layout ideas. I know I'm going to want a bit of space because I'm going to probably put a header there, but I know that nothing has to go higher than this box. So I'm probably going to go here. I'm going to try and follow the dots down. Super glad that fit, although I did just pull it from last year's. And then I'm going to stick the other side in, and I'm going to line it up as best I can. I never think it overly matters because I'm going to stick stuff around it. But that is how quick and easy it is to do a month when you've downloaded the grids. Obviously, you don't have to. You can draw them in. I just make a mess of them. I'm not even gonna lie. I smudge lines, I get stuff wrong, and I just find it wholly irritating. Right, I am just gonna quickly look for a month. So that was January done. Let me put that in the bin. Right, so February, I think March is one. So again, perfect reason to have all the pages written down because I know where March is going to go. It wouldn't have been too hard to work out, but I know where it's going to go. So March, and again, always check your calendar, starts on a Friday. So just to show you what I mean, so this time I'm going to start on the right hand side, and this is going to be the highest level. Again, I know that is going to start about there. Better not stick it in now. So I know I'm still going to have room for a header no matter where I put it. But I'm going to go, what would I put here? What would I put there? Who knows? I'm going to go a bit lower down so I've got some room to play with. But I'm going to go there. That wasn't the straightest, but that's okay. And then I know that this line is going to be the 4th, so it needs to match up from, I'm going to have to turn it around because I can't stick it in like that. It's weird, isn't it, how sometimes you just have to stick a certain way. So now that is March, going from the 1st all the way down to the 31st. Let me double check. Yeah, the 31st is a Sunday, but I look at a calendar all the way through doing this. So I am not going to bore you and make you watch as I stick another 10 months in, although that was way quicker than I even remembered it being. I'm sure maybe I'm a pro. I did it last year and now I just know how to do it. But yes, I'm going to get the rest stuck in, and then I'm still deciding. I normally use some really, really simple numbers that I love, but this year I'm like, oh, do I want like themed date dots? Do I want like baubles for December and snowflakes and hearts and clovers? So I'm gonna pencil the numbers in, but then I'm gonna think about what date dots I want in there. But once this is done, the rest of the plan is really easy. Oh my word, I did just flip through my planner and thought I had stuck the March one on February and was about to be like, oh, who am I even talking to right now? Because it's not me. But I haven't. It's fine. The pages were just a little bit stuck together. So that is your next step, is to get down. If you're going to do year at a glance, if you're going to do monthly spreads, let's get those ones in. We are not decorating them unless you want to. This is basically, you want the structure there so that you can add to it when you've got time to do that. but that's all we're aiming to do, is do the skeleton up to the months. So I am 90% certain there's not going to be a video next week for 2 reasons. One, it's half term and my kids will be like here and here and probably like staring through the window, and no one needs that when they're trying to do a video. But 2, I also just want to get these monthly ones done, and I think if I have to do all that and prep the next video, it's just going to be too much, and we don't try and overwhelm ourselves, do we? We just do what we can do because we still have a lot of time before these planners need to be up and running. One thing I am going to say is the next video, I am also reasonably certain, but not entirely sure, will be about the vision board, because I am working through my planner in an order. So you get homework. Can I give you homework? I think I can. For your vision board, I want you, obviously if you're doing a vision board, if you're not, you can just skip that episode. But if you are doing a vision board, I want you to think about what you want to put on there. Start collating images, and remember, a vision board goes bigger than what you are. So if you want to put on there like a huge mansion and you're just like, oh, I don't think I can obtain that, we don't put things that we think are obtainable on there. We put whatever we would like on there. It doesn't matter if you think you can or can't do it, you put it all on there. And I'm going to talk about this more because I definitely shot myself in the foot with some stuff and some manifesting stuff in years previous, and you're learning from my mistakes, aren't you? This is what this is all about, is me doing it, learning what's best, and then going, don't do it like that, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend. And if you're having half term, have a great half term. And I will see you soon with all my mums stuck in and maybe some decorated. Who knows?